What's going on, everyone? I'm here in Dallas, Texas today. My name is Dr. Adam Goodcoff, and welcome back to the MedLife. Today, we have been invited to Westone Audio, one of the leaders in the industry of in-ear monitors for professional musicians, such as Avenged Sevenfold, Gwen Stefani, Weezer, Snoop Dogg, the list goes on. In just a minute, we're going to head inside, learn a little bit about audiology, how ear molds are made, and why artists are even using these devices. We're going to understand how they work, and I'm actually going to get my own pair today, custom made just for me. All of that in this video. Let's go check it out. To all y'all from Texas, it is so hot out here. I made a mistake. My hotel was only like a 7-minute walk, but I am perspiring, ladies and gentlemen.
As soon as I entered the facility, I was greeted by Rochelle Wilkinson. She's essentially the face of artist relations, and she's the point of contact for almost everyone getting in-ear monitors.
I am Rochelle Wilkinson. I am the artist relations manager for Westone Audio. I've been with Westone for 16 years, so some people know me.
Excellent.
As the Westone lady.
All right, very cool. We're going to get started on our tour. Come along, guys.
Next, we headed over to the ear mold studio, and this is where we actually did the molding for my custom in-ear monitors. The process began with a quick look inside my ears using a standard otoscope.
All right, we are good. Do have a little bit of wax, which you'll get to see with the video otoscope.
Great.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty disgusting to see the wax in my ear. The reason we used this video otoscope was so that we could look and make sure there'd be no obstructions or anything blocking getting an accurate mold for these in-ear monitors. Once we made sure everything was relatively clear, we could move on. But first I had to film a TikTok.
The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to put a dam in your ear. This protects your eardrum from the material that's going in, okay? We do go fairly deep. We wanna go to the second bend of the ear canal. You might end up getting a tickle in the back of your throat because we do have a nerve that connects from our ear to our throat. It's called our vagus nerve. So if you do have to clear your throat, that's fine. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Placing the ear dam really wasn't that uncomfortable, and for those of you worried about them getting stuck in my ear, you can see there's a string on there that makes it easy to retrieve them if need be. She did one more quick check to make sure it was placed properly, and then we moved on.
This is a bite block. What you're gonna wanna do is put it in between your front teeth, just like that. You don't have to do it just yet. Once I mix the material,
Okay.
I will have you put that in between your front teeth, and then I'll put the material in, and it'll cure, and then you can take it out.
Cool.
All right?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
How long is it cure for?
About 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. It's time. Bite block's going in.
Here's Rochelle hand making the paste that's going to go into my ears, and this is how she scoops it up into the little tubes.
It's my signature rose.
And the timer begins. It took a few minutes for this to actually harden up, but it wasn't uncomfortable, especially for how deep these things actually go into my ears.
All right, you can take that out of your mouth now.
Oh, good.
You drill in a little bit.
How did she do?
Ready?
Amazing.
Told you. She's good.
Didn't feel anything.
And there's my mold. Look at that. It's my actual ear and ear canal. After making sure there were no soldiers left behind, we headed on over to the customization area. This was my favorite part. You can do everything from changing the color and the pattern on the outside to adding artwork, and also you can see it live time. I decided to go with the 24 karat gold on these with the carbon fiber faceplate. I thought they looked incredible this way. Oh, and don't forget about that MedLife logo on the outside. Now that we got our molds, it's time to see how it's made, so we headed over to the Westone lab. This gigantic space is where Westone hand makes all of their in-ear monitors. This is Thomas Eiler. He's been with Westone Audio for over 20 years. He's going to take us around the facility and show us exactly how the in-ears are made.
I'm Thomas Eiler, and I'm from Westone Audio. We were just acquired a little over a year ago, and this is our new home. And so I'd like to give you guys a tour. Why don't you follow me? Here is where we do the waxing. Basically, we're going to go ahead and trim up the ear mold to the way that we want it to be. You have a raw impression that's sent in. We put a control number on it, and then what we'll do is we'll trim it. These happen to be scans off the computer, and this is what we were going to trim it to. Once we trim it, we'll go ahead and add the wax that we need to the certain spots that will help us to retain some of that seal for you. Here's where the technician is going to go ahead and set the impressions on to make a negative cast of it. We'll go ahead and set the impression in, put the colloid in, and then we put it in the freezer. What we do for there is about 20 minutes, it will set up. What's going to happen is we set that impression on, and then after we take it out, this is the negative of it. This is where we'll be able to put the acrylic that we use to make the ear mold itself.
So we're essentially making the mold we're taking the impression that's been sent and we're making the mold here.
Yep,
Very
to make the shell. Once the process of that is done, we'll dry it off, and then we'll go ahead and mix what we need to do to make the actual shell itself. We do have an Opitz canal, one of the trademarks of us, and that's going to be able to give you that softness in the ear. Once you start performing and you're using your monitors, it warms up and it feels real nice in your ear. Once we do that, we're going to put it in a pressure pot. It's going to cure it, make sure all the bubbles come out of that acrylic so we get a nice finished product. This is what it looks like afterwards. And most people don't realize it's actually a two-part process. We actually put the electronics inside here, and then we put this on top to be able to close it off and be able to do that artwork that you like, or even the swoosh that we are known for.
Here we can see them sanding down the ear mold. There's a whole bunch of interesting steps here, but you can see the mold's actually 2 pieces, which leaves a hollow cavity to put the drivers in. And depending on how many drivers each ear mold has, depends on how much they have to drill out, which we can see them doing here.
Here's where the installers are going to actually put the drivers into the monitor, and we go from a single driver all the way up to 8 drivers. They have to pass a certain sound signature sweep. This is where the technician will go ahead and sweep the monitors to make sure that the sound signature is correct.
After getting all those electronics in the in-ear monitor, they head over to get polished up for that nice shiny look.
So here is where she's shining it, where it's done at the end. Now I want to show you guys too how we do the custom art. You see how we had that flat back earlier. Now this is called the blue carbon fiber. It's pretty popular. It's really cool looking. So here's the sound signature I was telling you about. So this one, pretty much all we have left on this is to be laser engraved, the serial number attached to it, and the LNR to let you know left and right.
So as you heard, these monitors need some serial numbers, so we headed over to meet Bailey, who's in charge of engraving and also shipping your order.
Hi guys, hope y'all all doing great. My name is Bailey. As Adam said, I work with the Westone Lab. I do the shipping, QC, all that, receiving the mail. Pretty much the ins and the outs. I'm Thomas's assistant. Essentially, that's what I do. So right now, all I'm doing is just finding that serial number and then putting it right here on our computer. Once we do this, we're gonna put these monitors over here in this little area. And then once we do that, it will actually laser etch the serial number onto the monitors from the computer.
It's really incredible. All of this is done with laser etching. They're going to paint over it later on so you can see. I have no idea what goes into making these monitors from start to finish. We'll talk a little bit about the time that this takes in just a few seconds here, but it's incredible the amount of craftsmanship that's going into these monitors.
After exploring the entire manufacturing process, I had the opportunity to sit down with Blake Geiser, Director of Global Sales and Marketing.
Blake, thanks for taking the time to sit down. Thank you for having me, first of all. It's awesome to be in Texas and get a tour of the facility. It's incredible to see what happens start to finish on these products. It's, we were talking, it's almost like making jewelry. It's so intricate, and the amount of hand time on these pieces is incredible. I was hoping you could tell me a little bit about how Westone Audio started and where we are today with the company.
We started really making music products back in 1985. Back then, you had the Sony Walkman, and you had earpieces that were not built for the ear whatsoever. And our parent company at that time was making ear molds for hearing aids, and 2 guys decided to make an ear mold that fit a Sony Walkman so they could go on runs and listen to music and hear it better. And that really kind of kicked everything off. And so then fast forward 5 years, being heavy in the audiology space, we had the production manager from Rush and Def Leppard come, who was trying to figure out how to help these guys hear on these stadium tours that they were doing. The big issue is that they had wedges at that time that they were using for everything. But in a stadium, your speakers going out to the audience are blasting at 120, 130 decibels. And the rule is that the wedge has to be louder than the speakers going out.
Whoa, let's stop right there. Did he just say 120 to 130 decibels? The musicians on stage needed their wedges to be even louder than that. That means every night musicians were exposing their ears to audio the level of an airplane taking off or fireworks going off right next to their head.
So these guys were damaging their hearing within the first 60 seconds of an hour and a half long tour. And those same guys that came up with the solution for their Walkman, and they said, well, we got an idea and works for us in this small bar in Colorado Springs, so let's see if it works on stage. And you know, that kind of really kicked off the whole impetus of the in-ear monitor to begin with. And, you know, starting with Rush and Def Leppard, it went on from there to Eddie Van Halen and, you know, many more bands since then. You know, we have such a wide swath of people. You know, right now we have Halsey wearing them. We have Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. We have Muse. And, you know, the list goes on and on.
So pretty much anyone and everyone could be using these monitors. You're not necessarily going to know from the logo, but it sounds like you have some heavy hitters. I also saw online Avenged Sevenfold, a big band that I enjoy, has used your product as well. So, you know, I have no doubt you're making some incredible in-ear monitors.
We're building the sound ports, you know, to within 2-3 millimeters of your eardrum.
2 or 3 millimeters from the eardrum? That's incredible. Let me explain to you how hearing works.
I'm going to break it down into a really simple fashion here for you. Essentially, our ear collects information from the outside in the form of sound waves. Pressure waves or small deformations of the air current travel into our ear. Those waves then hit our tympanic membrane, which acts just like the head of a drum. That resonates and passes the sound on into the inner ear. Inside the ear, a bunch of really cool science happens, but what's important is that there are hair cells. Those hair cells line a circular bone, and basically, by how far that sound wave makes it down the circle and how many hair cells it deforms, our brain perceives a different sound.
You actually hear that music cleaner than you do naturally. And so it's this euphoria that people get on where they're like, I've never heard music this way. Right. And it's because they haven't. They literally have never. You go to a concert, you don't hear it as cleanly as you do when you have, you know, custom in-ears in.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for taking the time to sit down, and I encourage everyone to check out online. We'll have a link down below under this video, checking out some of the products, because like you mentioned, you don't have to get custom monitors to hear an incredible change in the quality of the music you're listening to and to discover, rediscover music. So that will be linked down below. Again, thank you very much for your time.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Pleasure talking with you.
Spending the day at Westone Audio was incredible, and you could really feel the passion that these craftsmen put into their product. I got to meet some amazing people who, to me, seemed like one giant family. It's time to head home to Chicago, where we're going to check out my custom in-ear monitors. But first, Westone's gotta make them.
We're back, and it's actually a few months ahead because good things take time. I have the box from Westone Audio. Let's open it up. Okay. Check it out. We're gonna try these things out. This is the first I'm seeing these. Wow. These are literally gold flakes, 24 karat gold flakes in here, and then carbon fiber woven with copper. These look nuts. I'm kind of speechless. This is incredible. I don't even know how to put these in. The cable's so light. Okay, this one goes on the right, this one goes on the left. I think they gotta go around the back. Let's see here, and then I'm gonna work it in here, I think. Oh yeah, whoa. Oh, it fits so good. And this one, how do I get this in here? Just twist it, I don't know. Oh yeah, oh wow. I can't hear anything. Wow. Time to take a listen. That's incredible. Hold on. Okay. I feel like I can't even talk with those. It's so quiet with them in. The sound is amazing. It feels like there's like a I'm standing in the middle of the room and the band is all around me playing. I've never heard headphones sound like that. Wow, I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know what to say. The sound is amazing. I think this is actually 2 separate cables. Each headphone has its own cable. It's just, this all feels so high quality. It's just incredible to me, and it's really cool to see what the musicians use to hear. I mean, this is my exact ear mold. It fit like a glove. Thank you again so much to Westone for doing this collaboration. This has been so cool.
Thank you for watching today's video. Be sure to smash that thumbs up button as well as the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss a single upload from us. Let me know in the comments down below what you'd want to see in a future video.